Alice and Kevin stood in front of their newly acquired house, a symbol of hope and a fresh start. The couple was eager to leave behind the shadows of the past, especially for Alice, who had recently emerged from a dark period of depression. The move marked a pivotal moment in their lives, a chance to build a brighter future together. The house, though promising, bore the scars of neglect in time. As they entered, the couple was greeted by a sense of spaciousness and warmth, but it was clear that renovations were in order. The worn-out walls whispered stories of previous inhabitants, and the creaking floors hinted at the passage of years. Their journey of transforming the house began in the depths, the basement. Armed with determination and a desire to infuse life into every corner, Alice and Kevin descended into the dimly lit space. The air was thick with the scent of nostalgia and the dust of forgotten memories. As they sifted through the remnants of the past, they discovered a trove of items left behind by the former occupants. Old furniture, dusty books, and forgotten photographs lay scattered in the corners, creating a silent narrative of the lives that once unfolded within those walls. Each artifact carried a piece of history, a tangible link to a time gone by. Among the relics, Alice found a mirror with an ornate, vintage frame. Intrigued by its timeless charm, she decided to salvage it, hoping to restore both the mirror and, perhaps, a reflection of the house's forgotten stories. The decision to start their renovations from the basement served as a metaphor for the couple's own journey, a commitment to addressing the foundations before moving upward. As they unearthed layers of the past, they began to understand that the house mirrored their own lives, with hidden depths waiting to be explored and rejuvenated. With each passing day, the couple delved deeper into the intricate process of transforming their new abode. The house, like Alice, was on a path of healing and renewal. Little did they know that the mirror, once a mere forgotten relic, would become a symbolic portal to their intertwined destinies, reflecting not only their present but also the echoes of the past and the promises of the future. The aged and worn mirror, chosen by Alice for its magnetic allure, held a charm that transcended its outward appearance. Unbeknownst to her, this seemingly ordinary mirror concealed dark secrets, destined to unveil themselves in due time. Alice decided to hang it in her bedroom, underestimating the ominous power it possessed. The mirror, with its ornate yet cracked frame, seemed to beckon Alice every time she entered the room. Intrigued and captivated, she found herself drawn to it like a moth to a flame. Little did she suspect that this seemingly innocuous piece would soon become a source of torment, unraveling the fabric of her reality. As Alice gazed into the mirror for the first time, she was met not by her own reflection but by a distorted manifestation of her deepest desires and fears. The visions that unfolded were chilling, each one more haunting than the last. In the distorted glass, she witnessed herself committing unspeakable acts, murdering her husband, succumbing to the depths of self-destruction, and becoming a victim of violence and torment. Initially dismissing these visions as figments of an overactive imagination, Alice soon found herself ensnared in a relentless cycle. Each time she looked into the mirror, the visions became more vivid, more realistic. The mirror seemed to be a conduit to a dark realm, reflecting not only her external appearance but the twisted recesses of her subconscious. The psychological toll on Alice was profound. The once vibrant and hopeful woman began to lose control over her own mind. Day by day, the mirror's hold on her tightened, becoming an inescapable obsession. It transformed from a mere decorative piece into an ominous confidant, revealing the darkest corners of her psyche. Unbeknownst to Alice, the mirror was a portal to another realm, a realm inhabited by a malevolent demon feeding off her suffering. The demon reveled in the anguish it wrought upon her, using the reflections to sow seeds of despair. Alice, entrapped in a nightmarish dance with the mirror, remained oblivious to the malevolent force that sought to claim her soul. As the chapters of Alice's life unfolded, the cracked mirror became both a conduit and a prison, a window into a realm of nightmares and a reflection of her unraveling sanity. Little did she know that the battle for her soul had just begun, and the mirror, with its macabre revelations, was the harbinger of a darkness that threatened to consume her entirely. Kevin, sensing that something was wrong with Alice, he wanted to unravel the mystery shrouding his wife's deteriorating mental state. With a look of concern on his face, he watched as she became increasingly disconnected from reality and how the mirror was affecting her psyche. In an effort to understand and aid Alice, Kevin sought the guidance of a psychologist. The professional, after thorough sessions, diagnosed Alice with psychosis, recognizing the urgent need for intervention. The revelation weighed heavily on Kevin, as he grappled with the realization that the love of his life was slipping into the clutches of a mental affliction. As Kevin delved deeper into the intricacies of Alice's condition, he stumbled upon another layer of darkness, the history of their new home. Shockingly, the house harbored a sinister past, tainted by heinous crimes that had unfolded within its walls. The revelation sent shivers down Kevin's spine, and he began to piece together a chilling connection between the house's grim history and Alice's descent into madness. It wasn't long before Kevin's suspicions turned towards the mirror, the enigmatic artifact that had become the focal point of Alice's affliction. Consulting various sources, he uncovered unsettling truths about the mirror's origins and the malevolent force it harbored. The mirror, it seemed, was a conduit not only for Alice's visions but also for the lingering malevolence of the house's dark past. Armed with this newfound knowledge, Kevin faced a daunting decision. Desperate to free Alice from the grip of the mirror's influence, he resolved to rid their home of this malevolent artifact. However, severing the connection between Alice and the mirror proved to be a formidable challenge. Undeterred, Kevin sought the help of spiritual guides and experts in the arcane, determined to break the curse that bound his wife to the mirror's haunting visions. The battle against the unseen forces intensified, as Kevin confronted the malevolent entity that sought to feed off Alice's suffering. As Kevin navigated the treacherous path of unraveling the mysteries entwined with their new home, he grappled not only with supernatural adversaries but also with the relentless force of mental illness. Kevin's quest for answers led him to a chilling discovery: the mirror was no ordinary object, but a relic that once belonged to a satanic sect. This sinister group had conducted rituals within the walls of their new home, and the mirror served as a key element in their dark ceremonies. It had been utilized to summon a demon, a malevolent entity capable of possessing human bodies. Though the demon had been confined within the mirror, the risk of it breaking free loomed, especially if someone gazed into it for an extended period. As Kevin unraveled the threads of the mirror's malevolence, he learned that Alice had unwittingly become the perfect target for the demon. Her vulnerability and weakened state made her an ideal vessel for the malevolent force lurking within the reflective surface. Determined to rescue Alice from the clutches of the demon, Kevin delved into the occult history of the mirror. The revelation filled him with a renewed sense of urgency, knowing that time was of the essence. The battle for Alice's soul was now not just against her deteriorating mental state but against a demonic entity with the power to consume her completely. As Kevin confronted the malevolent force, he found himself in a perilous struggle for survival. The demon, threatened by Kevin's interference, unleashed its wrath in a desperate attempt to eliminate the obstacle in its path. The air crackled with malevolence as Kevin fought against unseen forces, determined to free his wife from the demonic influence that had taken hold of her. In a climactic moment, Kevin seized a hammer, his hands trembling with a mixture of fear and determination. With a mighty swing, he shattered the mirror, breaking the demonic seal that bound Alice. As the glass splintered, a wave of relief washed over Kevin, believing he had saved his wife from the clutches of the malevolent force. However, the victory was short-lived. Unnoticed in the chaos of the shards of the broken mirror, a dark shadow emerged. It slipped away, saying,
"I'll be back."
The ominous proclamation echoed through the night, foreshadowing that the evil entity had not been completely defeated. As Kevin cradled the now freed Alice, their home stood silent, concealing the residual darkness that lingered within its walls.